You can't care for others if you don't care for yourself. That is a message by the author of a book, a memoir called Caring for Carol by Caring for Me, a journey caring for a wife with a rare form of dementia. My guest is Anthony Morrow Sr. All right, let's go back a little bit. You wrote this wonderful book that I think people should buy who are dealing with the same things that you dealt with. Your wife at age 59 was diagnosed with a rare form of dementia. Tell me about that time.
Well, at 59, her behavior began to change. She started to do things that were not typical of her.
There were red flags going on.
These little subtle red flags.
How long did you get the diagnosis of frontotemporal degeneration? How long did it take?
It took about a year and a half to 2 years. It took going to a general practitioner, a psychiatrist, a neurologist, back to a psychiatrist, then to another neurologist, and then to another neurologist before it was finally diagnosed properly.
Okay. How did you find coping skills as the caregiver?
This was devastating to me. I mean, there are so many losses that come with dementia. You lose your security, you lose hope, you lose the intimacy of the relationship, you lose your lifestyle, your finances. All these things came into play. And I found this very overwhelming. And for 3 years, I was trying to understand what I was going through. And eventually, I decided I wanted to get to the root of my anxiety and find out how I could do that. I let go of everything. I became present in that moment. I enjoyed that entire ride. And quite honestly, if something were to happen, I thought I would be okay.
What's your message for hope for others that were in your same place?
I would say this. It's hard to say, but the fact is that dementia is dementia. There is no cure for it. And so we have to, I don't think accept is the right word. We have to learn how to be willing to live the life we have with a person who has dementia. I appreciate my wife now more than I think I ever have. Not that I didn't appreciate her before, but now I'm looking at all the good things and the fun things and what's left. And I'm not really concentrating on the things that are going. They're going to go. I can't stop them. So it's helped me to see that there is a way to live this life and still find joy in your life, because that's what comes out of this. There's a joy that comes out of this.
Was this cathartic for you writing this book?
It was. Interestingly, I'll tell you very quickly, a friend of mine had insisted I go see a therapist. And I said, you know, I don't think I really need to. I think I'm okay. But I listened to her eventually, after about 6 times. And I talked to a therapist, and on a 3rd session, she said to me, you know, you don't really need to do this. And I said, okay, thank you. She said, but I think you should write a book. And I said, well, what would I write it about? And she said, your life. And I thought, well, I don't really have anything interesting I think anybody else would care to read. And so I started to write, and then I stopped because I'm like, I don't know where this is going. Now, I have written a couple books in the past, and I always knew what the starting point was and what the end point was and what I wanted to say in between. So that didn't happen. But interestingly, a year later, I got up one morning, I woke up, got up out of bed, and I had an aha moment. It's like, I know what I want to do, I know what I want to say. I went to my computer, and 4 months later, the book was done.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Anthony, I think you're providing a lot of, perhaps a guideline for others who are going through this now. And I know that the proceeds from this book are going to frontotemporal degeneration research, etc. And it's indefinitely, which I love.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your journey with us.
I appreciate it. And by the way, nearby in Plantsville, at the summit, in end of September, I think the 24th, we're going to do a walk for the end of Alzheimer's fundraiser down there too, so we'll be nearby.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For more on Anthony Morrow Sr. and his book, Caring for Carol, go to WTNH.com or the News 8 app.